Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.
We want to hear about your crazy ex, but you got to keep it short and sweet. Kyla, tell us about your crazy ex. Keep it short and sweet.
All right, short and sweet. Here we go. My crazy ex told me he was in love with me, told me that he wanted me to be the mother of his children, love of his life, wanted to marry me, and what does he do? He gets back together with his ex-girlfriend at the end of the day after telling me all this crazy, insane stuff, told me, my best friends, his best friends, and yeah, it was just a very emotional and manipulative time in my life.
Okay, hold on, Kyla. Hillary, keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
My ex lied to me about having cancer to try and keep me in his life.
Wow.
That's bad.
Okay, hold on. Danielle, keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
Okay, so basically me and my ex watched my dog take a big dump, and then my dog ate it, and my ex picked him up and then made out with him full tongue.
Ew. Gross.
Stupid. All right, hold on. Alex, good morning. Keep it short and sweet.
My crazy ex, they signed their name onto the deed of my house by forging my signature and then tried to sue me for $30,000 and half of my house.
Did you get it?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you. Chloe, keep it short and sweet.
Okay, so my ex had his mom reach out to me to make sure my number was still the same, and then repeatedly called me until I answered to tell me he had a dream that I was at the hospital, and then told me that he would drop everything and always be there for me, but he has a wife and kids.
Oh. That's gross.
How long was he your boyfriend for?
We were like high school sweethearts, and he's married to the girl that he hated. Quote unquote hate.
You didn't know he was married?
No.
But his mom did. Why was she reaching out to you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm like, why are you guys reaching out to me if he's married?
It was probably him. I've had a couple of those.
Okay.
Just weird.
Jose, keep it short and sweet. Tell us about your ex.
So my ex decided the next day to come over to my house and slash my tires, all four of them. But luckily, I had insurance, so I got new tires out of it.
Okay, that's short and sweet. Thomas, good morning. Keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
Hey, good morning. So I was active duty, and me and my wife got separated. She decided to call the post commander to ask for spousal support. So, because of her, now I'm married to a man.
That's taking spousal support to a whole new level, I think.
Yes, for sure.
So because of her, you found out you were gay?
Amongst other things. But
okay.
It was a cherry on the cake.
Cherry on the cake.
Well,
okay.
I like that.
Okay, Thomas, thank you. Stephanie, keep it short and sweet. What do you got? Tell us about your ex.
So I had a boyfriend on Valentine's Day, and I was pregnant, and he told me that if I wanted to be intimate with him, if I didn't want to be, that I should have told him before he picked me up.
Oh, that's sad.
Rude. What a slime ball.
You should call him for jerk X. I want to ask a couple more questions to Hillary. Hillary, you're the one with, what was your short story?
My ex had lied about having cancer to keep me in his life.
Okay, can you give us more details on that?
Yeah, so we were pretty much like at the end of the relationship. I was done with that, and he brought up, he's like, well, I didn't want to tell you, but I just went to the doctor and I have cancer. And then I stayed with him for a couple more months because he kept telling me that he would bring me to doctor's appointments and that he was going to start chemo. And like, he had like typed up and printed out his own paperwork to like
oh my God.
say about cancer details. And there was always an excuse why an appointment got canceled or why the chemo wasn't starting or why his family didn't know yet. So it was all just a huge lie.
So how'd you find out? Like, what
Because
was
he's still alive.
right? But like, you can survive if you have cancer. But like, how did you find out?
Well, I put 2 and 2 together because he won't fess up to it since I've confronted him. He just like kind of gaslit me like, oh, you don't believe me in the hardest time of my life. So we're no longer together, but every once in a while he'll still hit me up and be like, hey, you know, I think the chemo is going to start soon. So if you still wanted to be there for me.
He's
bad
still
karma, man.
taking his heels in.
Okay, hold on, Hillary.
Oh, my
Hold on. Bridget, keep it short and sweet. What's your crazy ex story?
Okay, so one of my exes, he used to collect our hair, and I didn't really realize it at first, but then he started collecting it from my hairbrush, and I kept asking, like, what are you doing with that? And he's like, oh, it's just for, like, a little project I'm doing. And then he started asking me to collect the hair. So I don't really know what he ended up doing with it, but that was just one of the last
You didn't
things.
say what project.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you need a little closure there.
I think I want to know what you're doing
That's
with
the
my
next question.
hair.
All right. Oh, man. Jamie, keep it short and sweet. What do you got?
Yeah, so when I was dating a guy online years ago, he came out to meet me in Arizona because he lived in another state, and then we decided to have him meet me at my house, and he came over. Later on that night, he was supposed to leave, go stay at a hotel. Well, he refused to leave, and he ended up leaving, but he just went across the street to the grocery store and where I could see a view from my house, and he slept in his car watching my house all night long.
Oh, creepy.
I'm glad you got it out
That's
of there.
over, though, right? You're not still dealing with that, are you?
No, this was years ago. But anyway, I ended up having to get my dad to call him and threaten to call the police to get him to leave me alone because he kept stalking me after that for like a good few weeks.
Okay, that's creepy. Okay. You guys want to vote? I mean, I think...
Yeah.
Right. We're all on the same page here with Hillary?
Yes.
Hillary, you should call your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend that said he was going through chemo and had cancer, but he's still alive and he's lied. Tell him that his cancer story got you tickets to see Sabrina Carpenter.
Yay, I'm so excited.
You're gonna go see Sabrina Carpenter tonight. Totally sold out. You get great tickets.
Oh, my daughter's going to be so happy.
All right, hold on a line.
Have fun.
Hold on. That was fun. That was really fun. Johnny and Rich, it's time for Breaking Bad News. Let's say hello to Brenna. What's up, Brenna?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I got bad news for my roommate. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I guess she's kind of my tenant.
Okay. You've been talking to Peyton. Peyton, you've been talking to her?
Yeah.
Okay. For your roommate, for your tenant, I get it. I'm guessing it's someone that pays your rent that lives in your home.
You got it.
I'm assuming we don't have to do a deep dive to say that you're kicking them out, right? I mean, am I right?
That's the bad news.
Oh, I hope not. That would not be fun.
Bad news. You get to stay here longer for cheaper. That's never going to happen.
No. Do you get along with your roommate / tenant / friend? Maybe.
Yeah. No, we're good. I mean, we're good because like we live together, so we see each other. But like, it wasn't like we were friends before, because I knew enough not to like move one of my friends in with me because I would then start resenting them, and I just didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But we met at work. We're both servers, and so like she asked and she was looking for a place, and I was like, yeah, I got you.
Oh, cool. And how long have you been? I know the bad news, but how long have you been sitting on this?
I've been worrying about this for so many weeks now, like weeks and weeks.
Do you think this could end the friendship entirely?
I hope not. I mean, I'm hoping that you guys do such a great job asking that it won't even be an issue.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I remember, I'm trying to think, I've had 2 roommates my entire life, right? And the first roommate I had, the guy owned the place and I rented a room from him, much like your situation. But the only time there was bad news is when I told him I wanted to move out. And I felt terrible because I think I'd be living with a guy today. He would have, you know what I mean? Like, this guy had a condo on the beach, and I only had to pay $200 a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
And I had my own room.
Wow.
I know, right? And then I ended up saving enough money to buy my own place down the street from him. And when I told him that I was moving out, it was like he got in a bad mood. He got upset. It was horrible.
Why?
Because I'm a hell of a roommate. Right? So then...
because you don't bother anybody.
I
You
don't.
just mind your business.
Then I got my own place, and then I had my friend become my roommate, and that sucked.
Bad idea. Bad news.
Tough.
Yeah, he never paid for anything. He never. I mean, he just. It was. I started getting angry, like you said. I just started to resent him, and then the only way I can get him to move out is by getting married.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I had a bad roommate situation too. I lived with my best friend, and we don't talk. And yeah, it was tough because it sucked because I really liked her. I really loved her. And now we can't stand each other. So there's that.
I don't talk to my friend anymore, just because that's how I am. But I don't think he's mad at me or I'm mad at him.
Yeah, you don't talk to your current
my
friends.
pride's too big. I would probably never reach out to her or talk to her ever again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
It does definitely take its toll. Like, I lived with my best friend, and I did see it take a toll on our relationship. Luckily, like, you know, it didn't end our friendship, but it definitely put a lot of stress and tore us apart in that time period.
So we have the bad news. It's in an envelope right now.
Sure do.
Brenna, what's your friend's name? Your tenant's name?
All right, you're going to be talking to Jenny.
Jenny. Okay, we're going to call Jenny. We're going to see if she'll jump on the air with us, and we'll tell her that we got bad news to tell her. All right? So you hang tight, and what we'll do is we come back, you're going to pick one of us to read the bad news to her, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Breaking Bad News continues next with John, Jane, Rich. It's John, Jane, Rich. We're in the middle of Breaking Bad News. You got Brenna. She owns a house, condo. I don't know. What is it? Do you own it, Brenna?
I do. I own it. It's a home.
It's a home. And you have a tenant in your home, Jenny.
I do.
And you have some bad news you need to tell her.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been worrying about this for several weeks now, and I appreciate you guys like chipping in to hopefully it'll just be better coming from you guys.
Yeah. I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't, personally.
But do you think this is news that's going to make her angry, or is she going to be sad?
Well, it's hard because, like, you know, some people take things personally, and you don't want things to be personal when you're just trying to survive through life, you know?
Yeah.
So,
is it like...
I don't think it's bad news. I think it's just factual news.
Don't do your OnlyFans in the living room when I have guests over. All right, so what we need is for you to pick one of us. You've got Rich, you've got Peyton, you've got me, Jaja, and you've got Kyle. You pick one of us to read the bad news to your tenant.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I follow you on Instagram, so Kyle.
Oh, no.
Excellent choice.
That's all I got. That's like, I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be like coming from a friend. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's get Jenny on the line. Jenny.
Hello?
Hi, is Jenny available?
This is her.
Oh, hi. My name is Peyton. I'm with John, Jane, Rich, and we just wanted to talk to you about something really quickly on the radio if you're okay with that.
Okay.
Jenny. So, Jenny, there was some research done that says that if someone was to give you bad news, or you had to deliver bad news, or you had to receive bad news, that if you receive the bad news or you give the bad news, if you are with friends, it's easier to receive and to give. And that's what we're doing with you right now. We have bad news. We have bad news to tell you. We have bad news to receive. We have all that stuff. You follow me?
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, somebody in your life has some news to tell you, and it's according to them, it's not good news. Now, here's the thing. There's 4 of us in the studio. 3 of us don't know the bad news. The bad news is sealed in an envelope. So when the time comes, and you say when, the person who is Kyle on the show, she will rip open the envelope and read you the bad news. But before we do that, we want to tell you who it's coming from. And when we do that, we want to bring that person up and have you guys chat for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? Is life good for you? Everything's good for work and life and everything?
Yeah, everything's great.
Okay, well, does Brenna ring a bell to you?
Of course she does, yeah.
Brenna, you want to say hi to Jenny?
Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Brenna. What's going on?
I just thought this would be easier.
So, Jenny, when you're ready, Kyle has an envelope right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'll open it up. Okay. Hold on. Hey, girl, I wasn't sure how to go about this, but since you started your new business, you've basically taken over the third room. With that being said, if you want to use that room as your storefront or storage space, I'll need to raise your rent by an additional $600.
Wait, Brenna, seriously? You said it was totally cool if I put some stuff in there for a while I got on my feet.
And that was a year ago, actually more than a year ago. And you seem to be off your feet. I could be renting that room right now, and I cannot because it's filled with all your stuff or your store. And so I don't think that's really fair.
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't really said anything about it, and you never really used the room prior anyways. And I guess I just don't really understand where this is coming out of nowhere to me.
Right. Well, okay, I haven't been using the room while you've lived there because you kind of immediately took it over with all your stuff. And I was like, that's fine. Going to start, a small business. You got the little cutter thing and you got all the cups and stuff stacked up in the corners, which I get it. But now every time I walk past it, I'm like, that's a room that I technically own that I'm getting zero use for. And then I'm getting zero payment for.
I mean, you said you were going to support me through this, and now you're you don't support me, you don't support my business. I don't.
No, you see,
literally,
no, it's not personal. It's not like a personal thing about you. It's like a business thing where I have been actually supporting you for an entire year. Thank you very much, and actually over a year, and yet you haven't done anything about it, and so I'm kind of feeling like
no. So it takes some time to get a business off the ground and, get a little settled in and start generating profits. And you were on board. You were going to help me by allowing me this space to get off my feet and get things handled. And I feel like now you're looking at maybe a business opportunity you're missing out on. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like she is missing out on an opportunity because she could have rented the room out and she's not. So she let you use the room. It's been a year.
She said I could do this.
Right, but it's been a year. You even said yourself until you get on your feet. So it's been a year now of you using the room.
I'm not completely on my feet yet. I'm still getting there.
Now, I don't know what your side business is, but I mean, she's $600. To me, that sounds like a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the business is, but if you can afford the $600, then do it. If it's not, maybe you compromise and say, hey, how about $25 a month?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just thrown off because she told me she was going to support me. She was going to.
Right. You got the quick. She does the. I don't know if you just not mind. She does the little cups sales. She customizes cups for women on Facebook and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The glitter. Yeah.
Oh,
There's all the junk in there. It's like an exploded craft room, right? But there's boxes going out, and you're saying that you're looking like you're doing fine.
Yeah, but I invested a lot of money, and there's a lot of time that goes into this, and I have to recoup all of that and really get up and get off my feet before I can afford to, pay for a space.
Or move it into your room, I guess, if that other room's not available, because it sounds like she can rent it and get money.
Yeah, but does she really even want someone else in that room? I don't really think so.
I mean, it seems like it because she kind of wants you out of there unless you're willing to kind of cough up that $600. But I'm not exactly sure.
It's a bit much.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot. But I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal for one bedroom if you're staying there. I don't know, but in regards,
right? Because I'm giving her I feel like I'm giving her a cut because that is less than what you're paying monthly for your room, and so I could rent that out to another person and make more.
Yeah, but I'm your actual roommate. I'm not just occupying a room.
Okay, we're going around in circles here.
Yeah.
So let's move forward a little bit.
I feel like I don't know how much storage room or storage units run, but like maybe are they like $150, $200 a month? Maybe,
No, they're more than that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
You get different
Yeah,
sizes.
whatever
like
size
if
you
it's
get.
depending what size, if it's a smaller storage unit and you can go and you can grab stuff every other day and work, in your room or in the kitchen, that might be a better financial option for you.
And I've been just thinking about it, like this last whole conversation. Like, you've been trying to guilt trip me into doing something when I've already been helping you for over a year, and I don't want that. Like, I don't want this guilt thing hanging over. So you got 30 days. You got 30 days to pay. I'm tired of being nice to you because obviously it's not going to pay back to me. So
What if she made you a cup?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's just what I need. More junkie cups all over the house.
Is there some sort of compromise that you can make? Like
30 days.
Like, because $600 is a lot, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a small business and it's still getting started. Is there like a compromise instead of like 600 that maybe be more workable?
If she wants to make her proposal, I'll hear it, but I feel like it's a heck of a deal.
So it's $600 isn't really affordable for me right now, and I feel like it's a conversation that we can have and we could discuss. But I don't understand why. I feel like you're being kind of nasty about it.
I'm just being straightforward about it, and you're turning it into something personal. Like,
well, it is personal. It's my business and where I live.
All right. Well, we're going around in circles again. So the bad news is that she's raising your rent, or she's raising your rent because you're using a room in the house. She gave you a year to get on your feet, and now it's time to step up so you guys can discuss it. But that's the bad news. So thank you both for going on the air. Jenny, Brenna, you got it. Nice job, Kyle. Way to read that bad news. It's John, Jay, and Rich. Hi, Katie. Good morning.
Hello. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I reached out a couple of months ago because I was telling you that I was in an accident because I was listening to Kyle tell her story about her husband when he got sick, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And I was so interested in it that I turned right in front of a truck and got hit head on. But it happened to be a Kia Optima, which was what Peyton's brother was driving. And my car looked similar to Peyton's brother, and I walked away fine, too. So yesterday I was telling Peyton that people need to buy Kia Optimas like we were joking about, or like you guys were joking about.
I thought you were calling to sue Kyle because you said you were listening to Kyle tell her story and you turned into a truck.
No. Oh, my God. I know. No, seriously. But what else was crazy was it was the segment where you guys said, is anyone a doctor in the place? Remember that one?
Yeah.
With Kyle. And I was in the ditch because my car ended up like 50 yards away. And I was like semi-conscious. And then I hear someone like, is there a nurse around? And I was like, that was the segment I was just listening to.
Oh, my gosh, Katie.
I like it that your radio still worked after the wreck, too. That's pretty cool.
It did. And then the Kia Optima thing yesterday with Peyton, I'm like, I've got to tell them. There's something weird going on here.
So did you get yourself another Kia Optima?
I'm going to. I'm still in a rental, but I'm going to for sure.
So you're healthy. Nothing happened to you. You got pulled out of there fine.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
And it took me like 6 weeks, but I'm totally fine. Like it looked when I went to pick up my car at the tow truck place, they said the police said I had died. And I was like, oh no, okay, that's awkward.
Well, I'm glad you're
okay.
okay.
It was really, yeah.
So when
Peyton's brother's okay.
When they were pulling you out of the car and they're like, is there a nurse? Is there a doctor? They're pulling you out of the car like, wait. They're almost done with this segment. Wait, they're going to go to us. They're commercial free right now. Wait.
And then I went to the hospital and the trauma nurse, she's like, do you remember what happened? And I told her I was listening to you guys, and she's like, I could see how that could happen.
Oh, my gosh.
What a compliment.
You are the most dedicated listener.
Number one show for people listening and getting in car accidents.
We don't want to be that.
Yeah.
We're so sorry.
Well, thank you, Katie. Thanks for listening. We're glad you're okay.
All right, you too.
We'll
Tell
see
your
ya.
brother. I hope he's okay, too.
We'll see you in a Kia.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
John, Jay, and Rich.
Don't drunk dial your ex. Drunk dial us. Call our John, Jay, and Rich drunk dial line. 602-888-1933.
We have stuff in storage, right? My wife and I, we put it in storage, and I don't know why, but the storage facility is 45 minutes away from our house.
Don't most people go really right down the street?
Right. Well, there's a place right down the street that I want to move the stuff into, and I got to go through the storage. And I know that I told you guys we have some chairs in there, we have some bar stools, and I don't know what else we have in there, right? Probably my elementary school report cards. I don't know. But I also think going through storage can be very emotional. I get distracted. I go and start going through stuff, all the little things.
Nostalgic.
Right? It's very nostalgic. Didn't that happen to you, Peyton?
Yeah, it did. So my mom has a storage unit. Ours, thankfully, isn't 45 minutes away. It's just up the street. But my sister and I were in there, and I have realized that my mom is a hoarder 100% by looking at this storage, and she has it's very organized. She's a very organized hoarder, but she definitely just doesn't let things go. So there's like an area for my stuff, there's an area for my brother's stuff, and then there's an area for my sister's stuff. But some of the stuff, it's not just like cute little art projects and old school uniforms. She has saved casts. Like how Easton had a cast on his arm, she saved that. She has all of our pulled teeth from when we were kids.
Gross.
That's so funny.
She has so much stuff in there, and it's been really fun going through because there's like baby outfits that I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't get rid of this because, things from the 90s are totally back in style right now. Like, do you know how adorable my future baby will be in this little outfit? I want it all. So I've realized my mom's a hoarder, but I'm also kind of grateful for it because it was really fun to go through and look at all the pictures and stuff.
See, I don't know if I call that being a hoarder. I call it being a mom. You're not a mom yet.
I know. I'm like, I have all of that stuff.
I know.
Everything you named. For my kids, I have all of that and more.
An old cast?
I have old casts. I have old teeth. I have.
She has old cats.
I have old cats as well.
I am not
baby
a hoarder.
clothes.
I throw away pictures of my kids. John Jay's seen it. I know what they look like. I've seen them.
But Peyton, you got it. You're being so like nonchalant about it, but you were very, very emotional earlier about it. You said, my mom and dad brought home a box yesterday from the storage. It was filled with
gosh, yes.
my old college letters.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I actually was low-key emotional about that.
I mean, I'm talking hundreds of letters over a span of 6 years.
Yeah.
I made an off comment saying, "Oh, I'm sorry I let you guys down."
Yes.
What does that mean?
Oh my gosh. So what that is it's a box of all of my old like college letters that college coaches have sent me over like the span of what it was 6 years. So from 7th grade till my senior year of high school. I mean, it was a massive, massive moving box of letters just full to the brim of coaches interested in me. And I like off like the tip said, "I'm sorry I let you guys down because I decided to give up my full ride scholarship and transfer schools." So it made my college situation a little bit more stressful, and I didn't finish out my college career as like a Division I basketball player, which is what I worked my entire childhood for. Mm-hmm. I mean, I missed birthday parties, hangouts with friends because I was always in the basketball gym. I was always out of town, at a tournament or something like that. And it was actually like really sweet because my dad was my coach my whole life, or for the majority of my life. And I always had that coach, player relationship, but it was also my dad, so it was a little bit different and a lot harder, I think. But I thought he was going to be the one that was like, "Yeah, you did let me down," but it was my mom that said it.
Whoa. What did she say?
She literally was like, "Yeah, you kind of did." I was like, "What?" But I also get it. But then my dad was like, "No, we're so proud of you and happy where you are now." But I was like, okay.
Yeah, you said, my dad's response made me tear up.
Gosh, yeah. I mean, he was just saying how proud he is of me and that, things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And even though, I thought I was going to be playing overseas and, not being here anymore, his response was like, "I'm glad you're here and I'm glad things happened the way that they did, even though I was mad at you in the time."
But think about it. If you wouldn't have made those decisions, I wouldn't have bumped into you.
I know.
At the basketball game. And you wouldn't be here with the career of a lifetime.
No, I know. I think about that all the time. Like when I sit at home and Kadeem and I are having like our moments where we're like, geez, life can be so difficult sometimes. We like look back and we're like, we would have changed things in like, our 20s and whatnot, but like we're so happy where we are right now. If I never gave up that full ride scholarship, I would have never moved to Portland. I would have never met my boyfriend. I would have never had the last 2 years of a college experience that I had, which was so great. Mm-hmm. I got to play and then also like still be a college kid. When you play D1, you don't get that experience. I mean, even D2, D3, you don't get that experience. Where I went to school, I got to go to school, party, play basketball.
Well, you didn't finish the story yet because you're going to get, and then I would have made Kadeem, and then this part.
And then this part, yeah.
This part here.
This is also very, very important.
Can't skip over that with John Jay in the room.
This part.
Yeah. We want our flowers, Peyton.
Yeah, you guys deserve them all.
No, we're glad you're here.
I'm so glad you walked away from a free education. Because then you wouldn't be on our show.
Yeah, we're proud of you for walking away.
Now you fit right in. Except for Kyle. Yeah. She's really smart.
Not really.
You use big words all the time.
I still finished school. I'm debt free.
Yeah, but you didn't get a free college education.
Yeah.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Molly Roberts.
And I'm Drew Goins. Each Friday on Impromptu, we talk through the questions we can't stop thinking about.
Do we need to rethink how much we drink?
Why are companies really asking workers to come back to the office?
Does boycotting a business actually work?
Should we quit social media?
We're here when the news gets personal and the headlines hit home.
Join Molly and me every Friday on Impromptu from Washington Post Opinions.
Find Impromptu wherever you get your podcasts.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.